Very interesting feature of question time today was a flashback of sorts to Scott Morrison's Hawaii trip 2019. He claimed he told the opposition leader Anthony Albanese that he was going to Hawaii, only to have Albanese reject that claim as a lie. I think this is a portent of where they'll go next year on the issue of character, Dennis. It got pretty heated, didn't it?
It did indeed. And look, there's no doubt Scott Morrison made a big mistake today. And Anthony Albanese is demonstrating he knows how to push Scott Morrison's buttons on certain issues. Scott Morrison reacts, and he reacts sometimes angrily when his integrity is questioned. When President Macron called him a liar, it made him angry. And when Anthony Albanese started to have questions asked in question time today, again about the Hawaiian holiday during the bushfires, it started to anger Scott Morrison again. And he lashed out and he said, in another sort of reflection of the Macron problem, that he had sent a text to Anthony Albanese in which he said that he told Anthony Albanese he was going on leave to Hawaii. Now, Anthony Albanese kept having a go at the Prime Minister when they were seated opposite each other across the table. Fortunately, they've got a Perspex screen there now. They kept going. The Speaker had to intervene and tell them to be quiet twice. And so it was really quite personal. And the problem for Scott Morrison was that Anthony Albanese, at the end of question time, got up, produced the texts and said it does not say that he was going to Hawaii. It just said he was going on leave. So in this whole atmosphere of Labor trying to cast Scott Morrison as a liar from the Shire, all of a sudden he has said something to Parliament which was not right. Now, the Prime Minister got up immediately and said, "Oh, I didn't say that. I said I was going on leave." Now, he could sense the problem he'd created. He came back into the Parliament after the tributes to retiring Speaker Tony Smith and once again said, "Look, I want to make it clear, I wasn't saying that I had told him I was going to Hawaii. I told him I was going on leave with my family, and that was personal." Well, Anthony Albanese's made it clear that what the Prime Minister said in question time was that his text said he was going to Hawaii, and then he had to say he wasn't. It's very messy. It's going to be used by Labor time and again back to this very sensitive issue of the bushfires and him being on holiday in Hawaii. When Scott Morrison has his integrity questioned, to be called a liar or to have, and justifiably so, anything that he thinks reflects on his family, he gets very angry. He's made a mistake today. Labor will use it. Anthony Albanese's again demonstrated that he knows how to push Morrison's buttons and get a reaction.
I guess the difficulty for the PM, and I'll step in here in his defence, I mean, he's not up against one opposition leader. He's got an opposition leader absolutely in Daniel Andrews in Victoria. We've seen that with those extremist sort of comments. I wasn't at the rally at the weekend. I know other journalists were. They've spoken out. My observations from the week before are still the same. Lots and lots of mums and dads are absolutely in the majority. But Daniel Andrews pushes his buttons. We know over in the West, Mark McGowan has. We saw Stephen Miles have a go. Cleverly, Anastasia Palaszczuk doesn't play in this field, but it's as though they're really now ramping up partisan attacks on behalf of federal Labor, and they're getting away with it.
Oh, they are indeed. And look, I'm not suggesting there's a conspiracy. They all get into a back room and pull out all these ideas. But you can see today.
Oh, come on, Dennis. There'll be a WhatsApp group. There'll be a WhatsApp group. You know what it's like.
They have a common cause. They have a common understanding, and they can pick up on each other's cues. As I was just going to say, we saw today Anthony Albanese using the line from Daniel Andrews about Scott Morrison using doublespeak in relation to extremists. Now, they're all using the same language, and they are getting away with it, and it's going to continue to be a problem. Now, we saw today and Scott Morrison trying to say that Labor was sneaky and he's trying to look forward. But with the premiers, it's no longer a question of vaccination rate. It's all about whether Scott Morrison can be believed, because that's the line Anthony Albanese and federal Labor are running, and they're going to run all the way through to the election.